Bula, Namaste. Um, I'm back among the trees again. Um, you can hear the sounds, the physical sounds in the background while I'll speak. Um, Today I want to speak about uh, language. And please, I am requesting if you could hear me out till the end. Um, so when I said Bula, it sounds so welcoming, right? So for me, it means that Bula, I pay my respect to you. I pay my respect to you, the light in you. I thank you for choosing to speak with me. I thank you for choosing to listen to me, you know, and saying namaste. It means, you know, I pay my respects to the light in you. Or basically means the same thing. So it's the sound, right? Bula, it gives such a beautiful sound and so welcoming sound that someone will turn and say Bula. They can't resist. When you say Bula to someone, it's very hard to resist not to say it. And same with Namaste, you know. And I'm speaking in English, and English is a funny language, but I'll try my very best to pass my message to you. And why it's funny because words are so limited. It's almost like it's made up. Like for instance, if I say dukha means a state of mind where you are in a lower frequency and you are vibrating in a lower frequency and you are going through something temporary. So the moment you name it, or the moment you name what state you are feeling, or the vibrations you're feeling inside, when you get aware of it, and when you say dukha, it sounds like, dukha, like, oh, it's something temporary. I need to extract the lesson out of it. And I am grateful that I'm in this state of mind. So when you say dukha, it's like you release that energy and you welcome the lesson in. And when you say suffering, dukha in English is suffering. Suffering sounds like suffering, ring, ting, ting. It's like you stuck. You're suffering for something. It's like you have to pay a debt, or not a debt. It's like there's something wrong with you. You're suffering, you know. And that's why. But I'm trying my very best to talk about language through English. Um, I'm part of the Young Alliance team, which is led by Steven Irambuka. He's known for the first coup in Fiji. It was a racial coup, and a lot of Indian communities suffered the collateral damage. But from his point of view, like, okay, let's think. Okay, our ancestors, when Indian ancestors, the Girmits, when they were here and they were ready, when they were done with whatever they came for, the boat was ready for them to leave. The boat was ready for them to leave, but the Fijian ancestors, they had this Maikana attitude. It's not just for food. It's something very welcoming, something very deep. Maikana. When they say Maikana, it's something. It's not about food. I know the moment I hear that sound. You know, so Fijian ancestors, they welcome my Girmit ancestors. The reason I'm here right now, and gave us a home. You know, and there was friendship. Back in the days, you'll see both of them speaking their own each other's language and communicating, and it was so beautiful. I remember back in the days. I have I my grandparents told me the stories, and you hear it from elderly people all around. And the sound of all that makes me feel so, at peace, because it's a sound of love and unity. And okay, so someone welcomed you to stay at your home, give you land, and your brothers, they don't even mention it. You're like family. And then the Western system comes in, and then we started to make fences, and we started to leave in terms of knowledge, and the growth in the Western system, the grading system, first, second, third. We started to leave our brothers behind who had the Maikana attitude. They were content with their life. They had nothing to raise, or learning something out. Forcing someone to learn something which they're not meant to is like taking the bite from the tree of knowledge. That's why it's a sin. You can be at peace, but Everyone has their own perceptions and their own way of living, but the Western system is demanding people to live in a certain way. When we have everything here, I don't know what we are struggling for. We less than a million people, we could be living as kings and queens and and brothers and as a family, but we are making fence, and it's heartbreaking. And yesterday, okay, sorry, still on the coup. So if you start making fences like that, leaving people behind, it's not anyone's fault. It's the system that make it's designed to oppress people like this and divide people. And if we were here, we were the first people here, and the Fijians came, and we welcomed them, and they started making fences and leaving us behind. If I was back in the days when Rambuka was, I would do the same coup, you know and got manipulated by the system. And I would have defended my race, and people would call me racist, but I'm only defending my people who are suffering and got left behind in terms of self-esteem and being part of the sense of belonging, or the collective consciousness of our nation, our country. So it's not it's not anyone's fault. There was a lot of collateral damage. I have come to realize now that this was all meant. Nothing is a mistake. We were supposed to divide. That's the best part. That's the light in it. And only because of this darkness we went through, now we can really value each other. Now we can be brothers again. This is what I mean about New Earth. And I seriously believe New Earth is going to start in Fiji, the way the world should be. First sunrise in Fiji. It's a dot in the map. Stable. We have tropical fruits. It's beautiful. It's like Fiji is protected. And then we have the prophecy of the lost tribe in Fiji. And they came in Druids, and the lost tribe was part of the prophecy to bring New Earth. 12 tribes will be our chosen people who will start New Earth. So these are powerful prophecies. And we still divided. I don't think that's gonna work for us anymore. I think it's about time we stand up individually and recognize what our uniqueness is. Recognize what our culture brings forth in terms of love. What our puzzles are. I don't think it's a coincidence we were here. I don't think it's a coincidence I am here. We were supposed to go through all this for a reason, for a purpose, because this life is temporary. So all this must mean something. And the Western system is making us not to feel these things within. The only thing we stuck is production. Everything's so sexualized, and money, and we're trying to survive on processed food. Cost of living so high. It's on processed food and things that are actually destroying us, and we're running for it when we have everything we could have. We are so blessed. I could have been in India, on the streets right now. I wouldn't even be alive right now. So I am grateful for the friendship our ancestors had, and it is my responsibility to give back, to bring back that friendship again. you know and yesterday, while I was here, I received this download from the trees. And I want to ask you personally. I'm gonna try to present this as a manifesto on behalf of our party, because I think it will be like the first step towards breaking the barriers of division in terms of race. The word race in English, it's making us race each other. It's saying it race, and we're racing and we're dividing. So we have to know what's coming outside, from inside to outside. What I am saying, it's a sound. It comes from a place of what I'm feeling inside. It comes from emotion. It comes from the whole of me, this vessel, and the spiritual which is leading, which is our creator, the Father. And so I have this idea which I downloaded yesterday. We will create. I'm thinking of creating grants, good grants, satisfactory grants, which will help people. So what you have to do is find an individual of the opposite race. For instance, if I'm an Indian and I find a Fijian brother from the same race, with I'm comfortable to talk to, the brotherhood vibe and all. And the grant which we'll receive would include that I teach my language to my brother, and my culture to my brother, and my brother teaches the language and culture to me. No, I don't think we can teach language and culture in a classroom of 40 students. It has to be an individual thing. When we are teaching our culture and race, our language, you know, there's supposed to be eye context. There's just supposed to be illustrations. There's supposed to be experience attached to the language. You know, and it works with time. We can't pressure those things. You know, we have to be in a clean mind. So grants will get, it's like a contract grant. You know, I'm thinking of a contract grant. So, you know, if everyone chooses to be part of this grant and teaches each other the language, what do you think is gonna happen in Fiji? You know, do you think we'll start living in unity by understanding what race really is, or by understanding what, you know, why are we here together? You know, in this beautiful place, beautiful paradise, which I'm really grateful to be part of. And let me tell you the story about in the Bible. It says that people were building a tower to God, to find God, and they were almost successful, and God gave them language. Okay, that's not a literal story. It's a parable. It's supposed to make you feel in a certain way inside, and when you are conscious of what you're feeling inside after you read that story or hear that story, you're supposed to find that light, that answer of what that parable really is. You know, and for me, you know, I've been healing, I've been here, I've been conscious, I've been still, I've been in I am state. And what I realized about this parable is that in order to reach to God, in order to know what God is, the tower is us. We have to remove all the languages, not literally, but come into one language which is not, you know, which is symbolic. It'll connect each other again, connect each other's culture back again, and when everyone's united, we will find that tower to God. You know, that's the parable. You know, the only way we can find God is first to find light in each other. I pay my respect to your light. You know, Mbula. You know, I'm ready to connect with you. So imagine if we are connected through this first step which I'm thinking of taking or presenting, you know, manifesto on behalf of the youths. I think this will get a lot of people, you know, to open up, because I understand we have past traumas. Have a lot of us have suffered, but it's this this suffering, the state of mind we went through as brothers, you know, all the fight or the quarrels or the division, it was for a reason. We're supposed to transform that energy into light, and now when we'll get together, you know, imagine there will be no crimes. You know, can you believe that? I think that is no, I know that is possible. You know, and we have to, the devil's in the details. We have to focus on little things like this to get people together. The point is not to run the government. The point is to get the people together. The point is not the economy. The point is love, which is getting people connected together. You know, that's how we should be leading the nations. And I believe when this light spreads, when we start to know each other better, you know, when we start connecting to each other, we'll bring out creativity on what we can do with what we have around us. And it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be the start of new earth, you know. And this light will shine through the Pacific. I have faith in that, and I'm working towards it. And this light will shine through the Pacific, and from the Pacific to other parts, you know, in all the countries we associate with. We just a dot, and if we shine this light as a beacon, it's gonna be really contagious, because we are really friendly. We have love inside. You know, Fiji the way the world should be. You know, I really believe that. And so it took a lot of time. That's my idea. That's what I downloaded. It's not my idea. It's not my plan. This is what I think. What everyone should be tapping into, this knowledge, this frequency, and getting people using grants to learn each other's language and culture. I think it will bring back unity again, because at least we'll be speaking the same language, you know, because there are languages within languages. Like symbolic, I could be talking to you, but I could be hinting to the person standing beside me. You know, that language cannot be written down. It's something that can be felt in the moment. That's the type of language which it's called the heavenly language, you know. And that's the type of language, you know, we're trying to bring in, where we connected, where everyone's connected, you know. And it's gonna be beautiful, because once we start speaking the same language, we won't even need words to connect to each other. You know, I could look you in the eye and I exactly know what you are thinking. Yeah. It's gonna be beautiful. And please let me know what you think about this idea, so that I can pick this up. I can, you know, get this moving. You know, I understand that a lot of people don't want to accept that my kind of attitude, and everyone wants to keep to themselves. But you know, we are all interdependent. No, we can't live without a someone to love us. We are beings of love. And if you go to an island alone for years, you'll lose your mind, because you need love, you need connection with people. So we are interdependent, and we supposed to grow together as a nation, connected. And once we find this connection between all of us, and the reason why we here, we don't own the land, we belong to the land. And when we belong to the land, we'll know what to do, we'll know how to, we'll catch its momentum. you know I got this idea from the trees, from the fresh air I'm breathing here. It's not my idea, it's this cloud, this cloud where knowledge of Christ will come on. And everyone has access to this. All you have to do is heal yourself and connect and become beings of love. If Let me know what you think about this. If we can get people to learn each other's language, as a contract. And I'm sure a lot of people won't have any reason to commit crimes, because there will be ways you can make money to look after your basic needs, and we'll be there to help as well, growing up as brothers. So thank you for your time. Please let me know what you think.